What's up, guys? Your girl Luca here, back with another video. And today, wait, this is not a video, it's a live stream. What's up, guys? Your girl Luca here, back with another Scum on some, because I got Singer here. Today, we will be discussing a myriad of topics, including some fun stuff, including some silly stuff. Hopefully, we can keep this. Pretty short and go about the rest of our evenings, gents. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and send this out. What's up, Spencer? Yeah, man, it's been a week. I mean, this week's been perfectly fine actually, and today was a really good day. And yeah, so Singer was good.
What's good? What's up, chat? How's it going?
How's it going? What's up, Meat Puppet? What's up, Phil? So guys, listen. It's been an interesting week when it comes. Oh, what's up, Slow? That audio is not what's up. Hold on. What's up, Arcade? I don't think he notices that his audio is sounding sketchy, but anyway, we're just gonna go through some of these topics and then we'll just go ahead and skedaddle. I have to watch Event Horizon, apparently. Um and I also want to continue playing Dead Space. I'm on chapter 7, I think. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. Some, are you there? Okay. Oh yeah, dude. You got to fix that audio. I don't know what's going on with it. Okay, so let's go ahead and as Slomo is struggling to fix his audio issues, we can just go ahead and get into these topics. So, Dead Space is woke. Now, I must admit, I was very, very surprised to see this line of thinking when it came to Dead Space. There's absolutely nothing about it really that would even have me considering that viewpoint or perspective because at the end of the day, it's a game I've been looking forward to for years now in the sense that I've been clamoring for a Dead Space remake for years, even though I do think the original Dead Space still holds up to this day. I actually played it a few years ago. I really wanted a remake to that, just like I wanted a remake to Demon Souls. And you know who continues to win? Me, because I got both of them, and they're both freaking phenomenal, and I'm having a blast. Slow. Sorry.
Yo.
Oh, hello. Um,
Okay. All right. That works.
what's up, Mr. Too Soon? What's up, Max? Yes. RE2 remake is better. Oh, but both are 10 out of 10. Okay, bet. What's up, Iman? What's goody? So yeah, I continue to win. The trifecta would be if I could get a Dragon Age Origins remake, but I'm not gonna win in that regard because BioWare, they don't want me to be happy, okay? They don't want me to enjoy myself. They want to do things like make the combat more like Final Fantasy 15, aka the Final Fantasy people thoroughly disliked instead of giving me what I want. So that's okay though.
They,
You
they
know,
they they don't want you to control your party. They just
nope.
want you to give your party and like this Mass Effect. I'm sorry. Look. I love Mass Effect, but I also love Dragon Age, and they're two different series. And you don't need to take elements of Mass Effect and make them a part of Dragon Age. We want Dragon Age to be Dragon Age. Um,
Basically. But yeah, so
yeah.
but yeah, Dead Space is woke according to some folks, some fellers. And honestly speaking, when I first saw this, I was like, "Oh, this has to be some kind of joke or something," because that's a ridiculous viewpoint to have. But it's not a joke. There are people who genuinely feel this way, and I gotta be honest with you guys. I've been saying this for years now. The anti SJWs are like the radical ones are just as crazy as the SJWs, like in terms of their viewpoints, because their perspectives. I'm like, what logic did you use to come to this viewpoint? Like, how did you get here? It really like reeks of a perpetually online sort of mentality, in my humble opinion. And we're just gonna take a look right now at some of the stuff. So again, I actually am mutuals with this guy, and we're cool and stuff. So sorry, buddy. But it is what it is. What's up, Big Daddy, who's been a member for 7 months, saying, "Hey, Luca. Hey, what's up, Yobi? What's up, Kevin? What's up, Black Dragon? Um, yeah. What's up, John the Don? Yeah, so yeah, no, you definitely cannot do a remaster. But anyway, so yeah, so we have like these people here. So pixels and polygons. Okay, so this person, this Chris Raygun person, was talking about this video from this guy named Synthetic Man. Um, now, Chris Ray-Gun says that the idea of Dead Space remake being woke, whatever that even means at this point, is genuine psychosis. It's purely incurable brain rot. We used to make fun of pop journalists for thinking manspreading was a serious political issue, but this is the exact same brain chemistry. So Pixels and Polygon responds quite seriously, mind you, that woke originated as a self-appointed descriptor used by leftists. Non-leftists now use it as a pejorative for leftist nonsense. The Dead Space remake is definitely woke, riddled with leftist nonsense. So fuck this ship. It's a shitty capitalist organization. I am pretty sure that was in the original game, which came out in 2008. Okay. And then we have these clips. Johnston, who was replaced by a black female who survives the initial attack. I would like to point out that she dies soon after she survives the initial attack. So I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, like literally the next time you see her,
Literally
she's dead.
next she's dead. All right.
So what?
It's like whatever, right? And then Asian and white people were replaced by black people in the Ishimura propaganda. For this particular perspective, how did you even notice that? Like, I was not even paying attention to the posters like that personally. I just kept it moving, but whatever, right? Kendra and Nicole also look like they're in their 50s. I don't think Kendra looks like she's in her 50s. I don't know, like she looks like she's in her 30s or something. Like, yeah, she looks like she's in her 30s. And they made Kendra flat, so I guess she's like, it looks like she's just wearing like a puffer jacket in comparison to the original. And then she's also a lesbian, which I'm about 7 chapters in, unless I must have completely missed that because I have no idea what this person's talking about. If anything, I thought they made Nicole to be more closer to Isaac's age, because Isaac looks like he's in his late 30s in the first game and then like continuing further and stuff. So I thought it was like more of a one-to-one in regards to age. That could also just be like the engine and better details and everything, but whatever, right? So anyway, so that we had this, and then there were a couple people complaining about like the bathroom situation. It said the bathrooms were like all gender, whatever that means. So yeah, there were people who were seemingly upset about this kind of stuff. I personally was just like, what is going on? So, okay. Huh. All right. So, what's up, David? What's up, Jack? What's up, Geekhead? Yes, once again, I must say that extremists have way too much time on their hand. I'm not a fan of neutral bathrooms, not in my workplace, but my mates have it in their. Yeah, I think as long as there's like as long as there's options, I don't really think it matters, because in my workplace we have male bathrooms, we have female bathrooms, and then we have a shared bathroom that anybody can use. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. And they were saying Kendra was a lesbian somehow. What's up, General Spartan? What's up, Rowdy? But yeah, I just don't know what's going on with this kind of stuff. Like, it's just very weird sort of mentality, in my opinion. And it goes on further with that as well. So guys, what do you think about this idea that Dead Space is woke? What's up, my boy?
I'm here.
Hi, you're here.
It's definitely not woke. I like the way it's, for one, it's made up world. 2, it's 2508. The petty shit we care about now ain't gonna matter 500 years from now. Ain't no one gonna give a shit. Racism's probably gone. There's no hunger on Earth. Like, or a giant meteor just killed everyone. Who cares? Like, just you have pronouns in your text that probably half the people playing the game won't even read, because they generally don't read in games. And then you have, I wonder how many people actually noticed. I'm curious. How many people actually noticed the bathroom sign?
Well, honestly speaking, I was too busy running away from these goddamn crip walking necromorphs to even notice.
Screaming in pain and trauma to notice the bathroom sign.
Didn't even notice. Didn't even notice.
Exactly.
I was just running.
Too busy using all my
too
ammo.
dark and way too much light flickering. And as soon as I get a little bit of light, there's like a necromorph flying out of a wall or a ceiling or something trying to kill me. So like I really did not notice or pay attention to any of that crap.
These people clearly have too much time on their hands looking for this shit.
Exactly. That's exactly what you just said. They're looking for this. They were looking for these things to complain about. And frankly,
looking for a reason to be outraged. What does that sound like? What does that sound like? Oh, that sounds like the SJWs, huh? But continue.
Yeah. But anyone who uses the word woke already is in a category that I would say. Like no one uses that term except for people who think everyone is using that term. No one else uses it but you. And you only tend to use it in terms of like, oh, what this black person is only the main protagonist in this whatever because woke. Oh, they just did this because woke. It is like no one else says that. I don't know any black people that use the word woke unless we're laughing at you fools. So it's like, what's going on here? Like I every time I see you, this code for okay, you're that kind of person. And so when I see these arguments, I just laugh because it's like it's so nonsensical. Oh, they had gender neutral bathrooms. So what? You know what's in the bathrooms? Dead bodies, blood, and guts. Whether it's a man bathroom, a woman bathroom, or a gender neutral bathroom, ain't nothing in there.
Like everybody's dead. Okay?
Like, so freaking what, man? Like, what are you really upset about?
How do they have time to notice that? Like, how much are they picking things apart to look at that? Whenever that's like a little tiny sign on the side, and there's giant monsters everywhere. I don't understand how that's what you pick out of the game.
Yeah, shout out to Sir X-Men has been a member for 26 months saying hello to the magnificent Luca and panel. Let's go. What's goody? Yeah, like it's a really weird thing for me to like. Okay, and there's this YouTuber, and I mentioned him in my last video. His name's Synthetic Man, and he stated that the people who don't notice are normies who are too brainwashed.
What? I'm sorry, no, I'm too normie as I'm running for my life. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm too normie playing the game that I paid for instead of looking for problems in the game.
Yeah, like I'm just isn't it more plausible that people don't notice it because they're too busy, I don't know,
enjoying the game?
Running away from this fear, yeah.
Trying not to die. Like I feel like that's more of a like I just personally when I booted up the game, I noticed that Kendra was talking more. That's what I noticed. But other than that, I was just like, oh, this looks so beautiful. And I moved on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just weird things to be upset about. And again, the changes like I did notice that they changed the race of some of the NPCs, but they're dead. So who cares?
Yeah,
you know?
who
Like they're
cares,
still
right?
dead.
They're all dead,
you know?
so
Instead of being white and dead, they're black and dead. Okay. So like who cares, man? Like I look at an NPC, I'm like, they weren't black in the original game, but you know what? They
You're not sitting
were
there
in the
peeping
original
both
game.
copies of the game, walking through
They
it, looking
were
at
in the original game. Dead. So
Dead.
I don't fucking care, dude. Like, what a ridiculous thing to get upset about. And people are like, I'm not triggered. I'm just like, please be for real here. You have to be triggered to notice something that's fucking stupid. You know, it's dumb.
You have to be going out of your way. It's crazy.
You really do have to be going out of your way to find things to nitpick and be upset about. Now, again, maybe this is like people's like brand or whatever. I completely understand. You do what you got to do to get your audience and to appeal to your audience and make your money, booze. You know what I'm saying? You do what you got to do. I don't care about that aspect. I just want to say that it's a dumb aspect in my opinion. And there are like if you want to complain about things like trying to push certain politics in your face, there are better examples.
Go complain about Velma.
Yes, go complain about Velma. That is a very blatant example of it being anti-SJW and also SJW. Like it's ridiculous in both regards. It's a dumb series that was designed to piss everybody off. I watched the first episode. I realized what was up, and I was like, I think I'm good on this. I'm never watching this shit again, right? So, like, yeah, it's like an odd thing to get upset about, in my opinion.
You know, these will also be the same people that like be just dead wrong on certain things. For example, remember when they did the movie adaptations for the Hunger Games? And when all the big outrage about Rue being a little black girl, when these dummies either can't read correctly or they in their minds reimagine what the actual text said. She was a little black girl in the actual books, but they somehow had like pictured her as a little white girl simply because she was described as like cute and kind of adorable, whatever. Like they literally, even though she came from a district that was all black people, I guess she was supposed to be the only white girl there in that entire district. It makes no sense, but they still went on their little tirades when the movie came out and they saw her as a black girl and was like, "What is this? This can't be possible." Like, no, that's exactly how it is. So it's just like it's weird to me to see anybody getting upset over these like really minor things.
Inconsequential, truly.
Yeah, it's so inconsequential. Just like, enjoy the movie, enjoy the game. Like, why do you care so much about all this other stuff? What's really going on there? Like, I have never played the original Dead Space, and
Yes, Phil.
playing the remake. You know, I didn't care that the black girl on the ship
Hi,
wasn't
Cassie.
supposed to be black. Didn't matter. She
Because she's
died in
dead.
5 seconds. She died. I came back to the ship.
She's dead. Like,
She's
you know,
She
dead.
was like, "What's going on? What? There's monsters in there? Oh no, monster dead. Like,
Yeah.
she's gone. Like,
She's
it doesn't
gone.
matter if she's
Yeah.
black, white, green, blue. She's a corpse."
And all corpses are the same color, man. Like, goddamn. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Come on,
it's listen, it's so silly to me. And I just wish that anti-SJWs and SJWs like realize that they're on the same spectrum when it comes to being insane. And I mean,
Crazy.
I'm talking specifically about people who have radical takes. So the radical SJWs, you know what I'm saying? And radical anti-SJWs. Like, I had this guy or girl, a person respond to me saying, what did they say? They were like, yeah, a radical leftist just wants like free healthcare and they want like equal taxation. While, oh, there we go. The radical left wing wants crazy things like free healthcare, housing, and job support for all. Taxation laws aim to bring equality to more people. The radical right are quite literally Yahtzees. And I'm just like, the fact that you think that those viewpoints are considered radical from a leftist perspective is actually kind of weird. You know,
It's interesting you said that, Luca, because the free healthcare and everything, all that's over here. And
yeah, I know it's in
people
Canadian.
on the right, people on the left, people in the middle, everyone appreciates it all the same. There is no radical viewpoint because we actually have that shit that they're claiming.
Exactly,
it's-
like, it's not a radical perspective, and I feel like people, I don't know if they're, like, deliberately just shielding their eyes or something, because for some odd reason, they think, like, when I'm comparing the anti-SJWs to the SJWs, they think I'm, like, talking about really minor, inconsequential things on both ends, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, "No." I'm talking about the radical feminists who talk about, um killing men who are like turfs, like literal turfs, you know, stuff like that. I'm talking about when I unfortunately had the you know, just had the not pleasure of scrolling through my timeline and there were two spaces up and both of the spaces were titled why do black people exist and then why do white people exist, and then when I went into the why do white people exist one, they were talking about quite literally genocide, and they used the word genocide. They were like, we should murder all of them. And I'm just like, what is going like, what's going on? Like, what's happening there? Like, that's what I'm saying when I talk about people who are radicals. I'm not talking about people who want fucking free healthcare. Please be for real here. I need y'all to start being serious for one goddamn second. All right. Like, please. So, you know, I just think that this entire thing is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I need people to start like take a step back from being online for a moment. You have perpetual online sickness, all right? And it's okay. You know, like, you know, you wake up, you go on Twitter, you scroll through your timeline, whatever, right? I get it. But I feel like people get so wrapped up with what's going on the internet and like the arguments and like the back and forths and all that stuff on the internet that they stop using critical thinking skills and realizing like, wow, this shit actually really does not fucking matter at all. This really doesn't matter. This is nothing. This is like super inconsequential to my actual life. And the fact of the matter is there are gender neutral fucking bathrooms. And right now there are gender neutral bathrooms. Like, you can just Again, there's one at my fucking job, along with women's bathrooms and men bathroom. Like, and I don't walk into the gender neutral bathroom and think, man, a man was in here. Like, I don't fucking care. I don't care. I don't care. All right, normal people don't care about this shit, man.
But no, Luca. In my dead space, they didn't pander to those things. Okay, in my dead space, all those dead people had their own separate bathrooms.
Exactly. You know, do the
person
necromorphs
is in their
have
own bathroom.
genitalia? Do the necromorphs have fucking genitalia?
This is the right question. Right
Exactly.
here. That's the right question.
Do the necromorphs, do they have a gender at this point? Because I think they all just identify as snarling monsters that want to eat me alive. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This shit is fucking ridiculous.
I think the better question is, do all the necromorphs, see the sign on the bathroom and say, "Oh, I can't go in there. That's
can't go in
ladies."
there.
Or do they say, "I can't kill the people in there. It's a woman's bathroom. Oh no! What am I ever going to
I
do?"
really need to relieve the rest of my human orifices that I need to throw up, before I become fully necromorph. Man, I can't do that because this isn't the bathroom for me.
I'm gonna finish puking up all that blood I slurped down. Like, I need y'all to start being fucking serious for one goddamn second. Please start being serious, because
oh my gosh.
I don't understand how you can be you are so wound up, right? Like, that you don't realize how ridiculous you sound. And it's like, Lynch was like, I wish more people were more level-headed like you. Oh my God, thanks. Like, I want people to understand this, okay? At the end of the day, the thing that matters to me most is if it makes sense. Logic is what matters to me the most. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like, if something logically makes sense, even if it's from, like, there's an emotional tie to it, that's great, right? Like, okay, this makes sense. Getting upset and even noticing gender neutral fucking bathrooms in a video game where you are literally dismembering alien monsters as you fight for your life is insane. That is insane. And you are nitpicking and you're looking for something to be upset about, just like those goddamn SJWs. You should be ashamed of yourself. I mean, it's not that serious, actually, but, like, come on, man.
I didn't care that the guy that was running Isaac's ship was turned into a black guy. I just cared about the fact that his ears were extremely huge. And I just kept, like,
Hammond was always black.
Oh, he was?
He was in the original, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Was his ears always that big?
It's been a minute since I played the
I
original.
don't.
I mean,
Let me
I
pull a
don't
picture.
What an
need to go
interesting
in
thing.
on people
What an interesting
with
thing to
big
focus
ears.
on, slow-mo, when we're
But
fighting for our lives.
Hey, look, I'm sorry. Every time his big head and his big ears showed up in my screen. Also, by the way, I like how they used to have, like, this, like, really screechy sound when they would contact you. They would try to make you jump. Like, it's like you just kind of mind your business. Then all I know is, like, a screech. Then one of them just pops up on the screen like, "Hey, Isaac, thanks for doing all the work for us while we sit back in here and do nothing. By the way, here's another quest for you to do while we also do nothing." And the whole time I'm just looking at his big ass ears.
He had pretty big ears in the original. I'm looking at it right
I also have
Really?
another.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also noticed something else, and I have another scenario for you. You
Big
think when a
ears.
ne-
I'm sorry.
now.
did you
I am
you-
absolutely
you-
prejudiced against big-eared people. Sorry.
do you think
Go
when the necromorphs were attacking and everyone was running for their lives, do you think they had to introduce their pronouns to each other?
When you're devouring me alive, it's they, them.
It's
Like,
like,
it's fucking ridiculous, dude.
lady, why don't you
he's about
save
to cut you in
yourself?
half, singer, and he's like, "Wait a minute, did you just call me a he? Because you should definitely
Was
be
that
calling
snarl?
me
That
a
sounded- that
them. Hold on
snarling
a moment.
growl
I'm
sounded
gonna
like a
cut
he.
you up in a second. I need you to call me accurately them, please."
Exactly, just
Oh.
fucking
Like,
ridiculous
what
shit
is-
to
what
be
is going
focusing on, dude. Like, I just, I need y'all to start being serious for one goddamn second. But, I appreciate Synthetic Man and Pixels and Polygon and all these other people. I appreciate y'all making a big deal about this, because at the end of the day, that's free content for me, baby. So I appreciate you. I appreciate the anti-SJWs. I appreciate the SJWs. All of y'all, thank you so much. Kisses and love. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but all that. So, anyway, let's talk about The Last of Us is getting it's season 2, and as spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2 Okay, I'm gonna give you guys like. Okay. All right. Okay. We're still in spoiler territory. I gave you guys some time to click off. Joel is dead. All right. Joel is dead in The Last of Us Part 2. He gets his head bashed in by some chick who somehow was able to procure the funds and needs and ability to grow those kinds of muscles as they deal with a outbreak. But shout out to
Oh,
Abby, my girl
Luca,
Abby. But
you mean the Joel in one?
yes, there is a Joel in one, you know what I'm saying? This caused quite the outrage a couple years ago. I'm gonna keep it real with you. The Last of Us fandom is very scary to me. I'm very happy that I stayed out of that discourse. I was like, well, I didn't play these games, so I don't care. I stayed far away from all the discourse and kept it moving, right? But like the discourse is completely what I want to discuss in this regard. So they've changed things in the Last of Us TV show in comparison to games right now. Like currently, we saw that with episode 3, right? So I have to ask you guys, they're definitely killing Joel still in season 2, right? But do you think it's going to be in the same gruesome manner? And do you think they're going to introduce the Abby character and have that be like the secondary lead as they go throughout like Ellie's story? And then like also Bella Ramsey looks extremely young. She looks really young, and I know Ellie is older in The Last of Us. So how do you like? I know, and she's gonna continue playing Ellie. So how do you guys think that's gonna go?
What's the rating for the TV show?
It's
What's the
mature.
mature?
Yeah.
It'd probably be pretty gruesome still.
Yeah.
It might not be quite as bad.
It's
just because
HBO.
yeah, a lot of
HBO
HBO has a lot of stuff.
I
but-
mean, like, look at Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
We've seen people's heads crushed. We've seen children cut in half.
yeah.
And yeah, they don't care. So yeah, I think they'll show everything. Every
Poor
hit.
Pedro. Poor
Yep.
Pedro.
Shout out to John Dunn, who's been a Scum Lord for 25 months, saying shout out to Luca and the crew for the great content. These aren't gamers looking for these issues with gender neutral bathrooms. They're cornballs. I do agree with that. It's very, very goofy opinions, right? But yeah, so I have to wonder, like, and how do you think the audience reception will be to Joel getting his head bashed in? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you guys think they're going to adapt The Last of Us Part 2? Because I'm assuming that this season of The Last of Us will end the way that the game ended, right? And I'm not 100% sure where they would go for season 2. Do you think they would change things? Because like the ending of The Last of Us Part 2 is not
Yeah, a lot of people
Yeah.
don't like the way that ended. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well-
think because
Go ahead.
Neil Druckmann is actually, so heavily involved in this. I don't think it's going to change. I think he
Mhm.
really feels like the way the story ends in part 2 is nothing wrong with it. I don't think he has any issues with it whatsoever. It's a lot of the Last of Us fans that have a problem with how he did things or how like the narrative team for Naughty Dog did things for part 2. So I think they probably won't, like, major plot points won't be changed. Little minor things will be changed simply because we want to adapt this to a different form of media. So some of the decisions they've already made with not having certain sections from the game because that was like really set up for gameplay sake, but not necessarily a story driven decision. So yeah, I still expect to see those kind of things, or going completely a episode or two that goes just completely left, like the third episode last Sunday. But I don't think anything major is going to really change. I think they're going to have Joel go off on the Fireflies at the end, at the end of this season. I think that's like his decision is going to be just as polarizing for the larger audience watching this that aren't gamers as it was for the actual gamers. And I think, Pedro getting his head bashed then is going to be just as shocking for people who didn't play the game and didn't know the story. The same way the red wedding was with Game of Thrones. Like, remember with the red wedding happens and people are just like, oh my god, they just killed all the good guys. What is happening? And I'm just dying because it's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, the thing is that was depicted in books by George R.R. Martin for years. and people still didn't know and still didn't, find out when they saw the Red Wedding themselves. They're like, oh my God, how do you do that? And so it's just, this could be the same thing here. People aren't going to know what's going to happen to Pedro or to
So,
Joel.
do you think that they're going to make it more clear that Joel's not a good guy? Because a lot of people I know were just like, I don't care. They're just like, we don't give a fuck that Joel isn't a good person. That's my dude, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to Face23 BKNY saying, are you going to play Resident Evil 4 remake, Luca? And which remake do you think will be better? I'm not playing Resident Evil 4. Okay. Dead Space is an exception to my rule of not playing scary games.
Same here.
But it looks fantastic, and I hope people really enjoy it. I'm not sure what will be better. Dead Space is getting like 10 out of 10s. Resident Evil 4 remake may also receive the same. But thank you so much, and I appreciate that. If you ask me what's better between like Dead Space remake and Demon Souls remake, my answer is I don't know. Maybe Dead Space remake because it actually changes things in comparison to Demon Souls remake. But yeah, so I just like. Do you think they'll make it like very clear that Joel is not a good person, at least in like Neil's perspective and how he envisioned the character ultimately?
I think the only thing they'll change is what Joel does with Abby's father.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like in the actual game, that's kind of a choice. I mean, you could go in there and just kill everybody immediately, or you don't have to really take it that way. So it's like that was really a choice of the player then, but then it's kind of like not necessarily retcon, but kind of like whether you chose to do that or not. The canon route is that Joel clapped him, and that's why Abby wants revenge in part 2. And so I think that's going to be definitive in the actual show. Mm-hmm. So, which is he gonna get clapped. Yeah. But I think part of the just one more thing, Singer. I think part of the appeal to this story is the debate on what's a good guy in this world. Yeah. Is Joel a good guy or not? Like you still see people today arguing about that, going back and forth. And I think that kind of is like somewhat of the appeal of the story. So if they make Joel like if they made him even angrier or like, just going around like shooting kids in the face or something like that, like as he's going through the hospital, it's like, then it's like, nah, people are definitely not going to be on his side at all, even though they may think that him trying to save Ellie was the right decision.
You're like, you didn't have to murder that child.
right. Like if they have stuff like that in there to make him seem like really, really wrong and evil, then it's like, nah, I can't see them doing something like that. I think it would be probably, especially considering what we've seen already with certain scenes literally lifted directly from the game. I think they'll probably make it like fully accurate to how the game turned out, except for just like the one part with Abby's father. All right, go ahead, Singer. My bad.
I was just gonna say I appreciate the show. Because I feel like I'm playing the game, watching the show.
Here we go. You're always doing this.
No, but I do because there is no way in hell I'm playing the game. So I appreciate being able to follow along with the story, and I'm like, okay, yeah. Let's see. Hopefully it sticks, pretty close to the game. But I appreciate it because for that reason. But it is essentially playing the game in my eyes. So it is what it is,
Mm-hmm. All right.
I was gonna say I think crap, now I lost it. They'll come back to me. Go ahead.
All right. Caleb.
I'm here. No, I don't know. I don't think they're going to change much. I think they're going to keep pretty strict because the person in charge, he likes what he likes, and he's pretty strong-willed about his decisions he makes. So I doubt they're going to change much at all about anything. So,
yeah.
What I was going to say was, I don't really see anything wrong with what Joel did, honestly. Him getting, because like everyone talks like, oh well, like he took away Ellie's choice. The Fireflies took away her choice too. They didn't tell her that she wasn't going to survive the surgery.
That's true. They didn't.
So it's like neither of them gave her a choice. They didn't want to give her a choice because they didn't want her to say no, and then them have to. Well, we're gonna do it anyway. Sorry, like they didn't want to have to deal with that moral dilemma, and they definitely tried to hide that from Joel until Joel, knew what was up. It's just like nobody was the good guy in that situation. So I don't know why people always act like Joel was like the worst person ever for doing what he did.
I think that
Well,
was the point, though.
I
Was
hear
to make,
what you're. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
no, was to make everybody like there are no real good guys in this kind of world. Like there are some decisions that might be slightly better than others, but in the end, I mean, they're all not necessarily the correct decision. So
Yes, morality is shaped by the society that you exist in, right?
society.
And even though they're about 20 years removed, there is still a sense of morality there. Now, here's my thing. Ultimately, what Joel did was wrong, even though he did it for the right reason. Like, you went and you murdered a bunch of people who were trying to find the cure for humanity, even though it's one of those it's like what is it, the train car dilemma, where like you can kill some people or you can kill like one person, and then like you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying
Mhm.
with that, like that little dilemma there, like who would you choose to kill, like uh that kind of thing, where it's like, do you get what I'm saying? So for
Yeah.
me, like, morally speaking, what he did was wrong, and then morally speaking, what they were gonna do to Ellie was also wrong, because they didn't tell her, they didn't give her a choice, and also, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that they find someone who is immune, and their first thought is, "We're gonna cut her up. We're gonna cut her open to figure out what's up and get this cure." I'm just like, "What if that didn't work? You would have wasted your only chance to get this goddamn cure." Like, but whatever, right? So I think that everyone was just, not using their brains in that scenario, and, I understand exactly why Joel did what he did. Now, understanding something, an explanation is not an excuse, you know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but
Right.
everyone's morality is different. Would I have done the same thing? Yes. I'm rescuing my daughter, okay? My surrogate daughter. But,
Especially when you lied to me.
especially when you
And
lied to
her.
me and
Yeah.
her. Yeah, absolutely. I would have done exactly what Joel did. I would have been like, "Bang, bang, baby." Like, I would have killed all of them, and I would have gotten my girl out of there, right? But is that right? No. Like, no, it's not right either. So it is what it is, man. Like, I personally, like I said before, like, thank God I was not involved in any of that goddamn discourse. I was scared throughout the entirety of 2020. It was a very messy time and very, very funny. So, all right. But yeah, like I say, guys, it's gonna be a short stream today because there wasn't too much that came out that I really cared about. So okay, so Netflix just keeps getting worse. They keep canceling shit,
Oh my God.
because they can't afford to keep anything going.
Right.
Their metrics for gauging whether or not a show is popular is ass. And, I guess they're hemorrhaging money because they decided to put out this little goof ass policy where they were just like, yeah, you can't share your password anymore. And essentially, they made it so, like, you could end up being locked out of your own account if you're using multiple devices or if you're
Yeah.
on like a trip or something like that. So everyone was just like, are y'all dumb or something? Like, what's going on Netflix, And they got a major, major backlash. And I applaud all of us for coming together and a common goal, which was like, yeah, I too would have also canceled Netflix again for a time, because I always cancel Netflix periodically when I'm not using it and everything,
Yeah.
right? Because that policy was goofy as fuck, but they walked it back and they're just like, "Hey guys, this was an error. We didn't actually mean to post this. My
They didn't
bad."
mean to post
And I'm
this.
just like,
Yeah,
"What do you
yeah.
mean you didn't mean to post it?
How do you?
How do you
Like
accidentally post something
that
like that?"
wasn't supposed to be for you guys in the US. That was supposed to be for people in Panama. Yeah. 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 Them Panamanians is done. Nah, they can't do that no more. They're the real villains in here. Like, nah, Netflix.
Bruh.
We not believing that. You backtrack because you saw the backlash. It was like, ooh, this might be worse than we thought.
I don't know how they didn't see that as a thing, because people were already complaining about them doing anything before they did something at all. Like, I don't understand how there was like, this is going to be a good idea, guys. This is going to work. This is it right here.
Well, they have increased competition from other streaming services. That's one. Two, they don't have as many of their shows hitting as they used to, and they're getting more and more where people are basically sharing accounts and or unsubscribing when the shows they care about are done. They're finished like watching that current season, and then resubscribing when they come out with a new season. But in the meantime, in that year and a half between Stranger Things seasons, they not subbing. And so they're seeing these trends, and they're seeing HBO Max out here putting in the work, and they're seeing all this increased competition from like Disney Plus and stuff. And they're like, yo, we need to figure a way to get more money out of the base that we have.
Yeah.
And so that's what they're motivated by. They're motivated. They're not making any decisions based upon what people would think from, the perspective of the viewer. They're just making all the decisions on what would make us more money.
Yeah. Real quick, shout out to Plus on the Block podcast, who's been a member, Scum Tier Lord for 7 months. Shout out to you saying, "What's up, folks? Hope all is well as everyone. Hit the like button, yes, please. Appreciate y'all." But yeah, like it was posted in error and not yet applicable. So they're going to try and pull this bullshit again. And I don't know how many months it's going to take. Probably they're going to drop a season of a popular TV show. What's the next popular Stranger Things? Maybe
is there the final season coming out?
Final season? Like they're like, we'll post it again with Stranger Things.
Just kind of hide it in the back.
Or with season 2 of Wednesday or something, because that was a fucking global phenomenon, So I don't know.
They're gonna start splitting them up into 3 months. They'll have like the first third of the season in the first month.
Oh my
and then
God.
the middle, and it's like with Stranger Things, they posted the entire season except for the last 2 episodes, and then to make sure that you at least paid twice, pay for 2 months to watch it. They strategically put those last 2 episodes at a point where if you were subbed for a particular month, you have to get subbed again for the next month in order to watch it. So they'll do the same thing with Wednesday, with season 2 of Wednesday, and the last season of Stranger Things. And I mean, what else? What You? This next season of You, they're going to split. They already said they're going to do it. It's already
been split up. Yeah. Listen, very sick fucking behavior on their part. It reeks of desperation. They are desperate. Damn, sucks to suck, man. I don't know what else to say. Like, goddamn, that sucks.
It's signs of a company in decline.
Yeah, so. Like and they're pulling a fucking Attack on Titan season 4 final part, part 2, part 3. I'm just like, brother, in the goddamn fucking show, please. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, listen. It's only a matter of time before Netflix hits their decline, unless they make like a major change, and even then, I'm not even sure that they can pull themselves out from the trenches. Stop putting so much money into like random fucking productions and then canceling that shit expeditiously. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Stop it. Cut it out, man. They allow
everything. There's been multiple TV shows with literally the same format.
Exactly.
Just like stop doing that. And then when people actually like, do you know what their format is for like giving something, green lighting a second season? If the same account or user watches it multiple times.
Really?
Yeah, that's stupid. Because what if I really liked it, but I got other stuff to watch? I'm not going to watch it again.
Most
I'm
people
just waiting
don't
for the next season.
Watch a show twice in a row. Most people
like,
don't.
Yeah, like why would you think that only if like someone binges it, then goes back and watches it again? Oh, okay, all right, that's good. Or people doing that mostly. All right, then we'll get a second season. That's dumb. Which is the reason why so many people are like confused when shows that are really popular actually hit, and then they find out there's no second season. It's like, well, what the hell? Why? It's stupid.
Yeah, no, again, I just think it's pretty dumb. I'm just like, man, this is not what y'all want to do. People don't even like they don't even like next net. Oh my goodness, bitch, are you good? They don't even like Netflix.
We're getting there. English is hard. It's okay.
Netflix at this point. They do not even like Netflix at this point. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, no, Netflix has been riding on being the first for a long time, and with Disney Plus being Disney and owning half of everything, HBO owning the little bit of that rest, like Netflix doesn't have that much, and most people still probably have it just because Stranger Things, or also they just have always had a Netflix account. So
They need a replacement for Stranger Things
Yeah.
ASAP because
They're
they're running
scrambling.
into the last season. Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro. Them kids are getting old. They're about to have their own kids. It's like, come on now.
And they also need to fix like the issue. Well, I think one of the other issues a lot of people don't like Netflix is the reputation. Like with them canceling shows all the time, the thing they're doing right now with you have to check in your account every month or so. That doesn't help their reputation, and then people aren't going to want to sub to that platform if they think they're just going to be, oh, my favorite show, it's gone. Like you're not going to want to sub to something like that where everything you might start enjoying is just gone immediately. So.
Yeah, how about sometimes I end up watching multiple an episode of a show multiple times, not because I enjoyed it, but because I fell asleep. And I was like, oh man, where was I? And then I
You're
go
over here
back.
getting series that are boring, fucking greenlit slow-mo. What's going on, man?
It's just like,
What's
hey,
happening here?
like, well, like I wake up and it's like I'm on episode 7. Damn. All right, go back to episode 4. Like I'm not watching it multiple times. I wasn't watching it. You know, it's boring as hell. Like, I'm just trying to finish it because I have a habit of needing to finish stuff I finished. You know, that I'm watching. It ain't that good. You know, so it's like it's just a stupid idea.
You need to. You know, we as a society need to free ourselves from this concept of just because we started something, we have to finish it. First of all, by we as a society, I mean y'all, because I don't do that shit. As soon as something bores me, I'm like, nope, and I turn it off, or I'll stop playing it, or I'll stop watching it. You're not wasting my time. You're not wasting my time, okay? On nonsense. It's just not happening. So, Slow-mo, we're gonna free you from that. We're gonna free you from that eventually.
Well, I mean, half the time it's I'm bored. The other half is I literally was really interested, but I just dozed off because I'm tired as hell. So it's like, yeah, you know, that happens. That happens. But
you know what would help you from not dozing?
I already know what you're about to say.
Okay, so, get it together, King. All right. So anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Not too much else was going on this week. You know, just a little silly goose of a week. You know what I'm saying? Now let me go ahead and cover these topics real quick that my channel members wanted. We're gonna talk about this 343 situation. You know, real quick. This is what Yobi wanted us to talk about. So this chick named Haley. This is from 2 days ago. So this Patrick Wen person came off and started talking about like the 343 layoffs on January 18th. So this Haley chick came through and she's like, last year I was this is all alleged, by the way, but last year I was contacted by a former 343 employee who was there from the start. She was employee 7 before Frank. She'd also worked with Bonnie before. She was a face of the franchise. She moderated all these panels, started the gaming community team, and helped produce the game. Those at 343 and some of the industry reading this will know who it is, and there's no way for me to know this much about the employee in 343 unless she had told me herself. The same goes for the 2 other former employees who told me things, which will be mentioned further on. I want to say something real quick. I fucking hate these threads. Okay, that's the first thing I want to say. I hate these goddamn threads. If you make a video. This is ridiculous. Also,
well, we can't do that. Then you might hear a very deep voice. Stop. Maybe stop. Okay, look.
Slow-mo.
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know if Haley is really Haley or not. I barely know this person.
Point.
All I do know is that like on tweet like 45 of this 80 tweet thread, Haley kind of shows that like 343 don't need to listen to anything Haley gotta say because Haley out of her Haley's damn mind was saying stuff like,
"Oh my god,
community didn't want sprint, so they put sprint." As soon as I read that, I was like, "All right, you need to just shut
the
up."
community didn't want the thing, so they okay, makes sense."
Yeah, like she's one of those like Halo hardliners that's like, don't change anything.
Yeah,
like they kind of forget that, hey, even Bungie changed some things in Reach, but nope, forget that. Like 340 don't change nothing.
I think what happened, Slow-mo, is their brains are stuck back when Halo 2 launched.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's where their brains are at right now.
And they literally all they literally want is a modern visual version of Halo 3.
Yeah, which like I don't get Halo. If Halo Infinite was good, like in terms of like some like obvious stuff, like the core gameplay, like the multiplayer is really fun. If it wasn't for all the other issues that it has, like it's solid.
Yeah, like she hates Halo Infinite's gunplay, which I
It
think
feels
is
so good.
asinine. It's good. It's
The
very
auto
good.
rifle is finally useful, which has been one of my favorite things.
Yeah, it's really good. It's just like, but like the stuff that she said in like the first like maybe quarter of this long ass thread is stuff that we've all heard for years about 343. There's nothing really new there, and the rest of it just divulges into.
I need y'all to understand. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Too
6,
many.
7, 8, 9, 10,
Too
11,
many.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22,
Still going,
23,
oh my God.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 30.
Oh my God.
31,
Her Twitter
32,
thread is
30,
infinite.
33,
Halo infinite.
34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. I'm not
Oh
fucking
my
counting it. This is
God.
bullshit, dude.
Doesn't she realize she's on the internet and no one
Like, this
has
is
that much of
fucking
an attention
bullshit,
span?
man. This
I
is
mean,
ridiculous. Look at this nonsense. I'm not
I'm g-
reading all this.
I'm gonna need to TLDR, and basically she's insane.
No,
So,
her,
Yeah.
no,
anyway.
the TLDR needs a TLDR. Okay, like that's just way too damn long. And
Cliff
yeah,
notes. Let's get it.
yeah,
I'm
I
not reading
bowed
all that
out when
shit,
she
dude.
started whining about Sprint. I was
And I'm
like, all right,
looking
that's
at
it.
the timeline. I'm like, this timeline is very suspicious. But you know what? Whatever. I don't give a shit, dude. And what you said, Slomo, the picture was giving
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm,
But you know,
yeah.
I don't want to be accused of anything, so I'm gonna keep it fucking moving.
Yeah. Go ahead, Haley. Go ahead and drop that YouTube video. She'll be like, "Hi guys,
Haley.
it's Haley."
Leaky was like, actually, it's Harry. You know what I'm saying? But maybe it's,
Right.
who knows with that. So anyway, we can just move the fuck on. But shout out to you, Yobi. You know, you gotta know, King. I'm not reading all that shit, man. You like, you
Too
know
much
how I
time.
am.
Nobody has time for that.
I don't have time for that. So all right, next little bit of. All right, so shout out to Jun the Dun.
Okay.
Okay.
Shout out to John. What up, my boy?
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that. So shout out to John the Don saying, since life is pretty much reopened back up and events are popping back up again, what's something you're doing more of often that you stopped doing when the panorama first started? I'm going out, my boy, and I'm enjoying my goddamn self. I'm having a ball. I'm having a blast. I'm going out and I'm eating good food. I had some chicken wings last night with Guinness barbecue sauce, and it was fucking amazing. It's amazing. I had me a nice Moscow mule. You know, I'm enjoying myself. Hugs. I'm hugging people. I'm liking that too. So that's what I'm doing. What about y'all?
I was, out touching grass, and I know some people in the community can't relate to that. I understand. But no, I'm pretty antisocial anyway. Like, I hate people in general. Like, when I'm going out shopping, I just don't want to interact with anyone. I just want to keep it moving. But when I'm out with friends, you do the usual thing. Like, you go for meals, you hang out at like the pub, or you go out and like I could finally go back to the leisure center, for example, and go swimming in the pools, which is an enjoyable experience because I love swimming. So yeah, it's basically just getting back to the usual.
Nice. Okay.
All right, I ain't doing shit. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I'm good. Like I don't really like. I mean, kind of like Singer. I don't like none of y'all. I don't like seeing people really. A lot of y'all are ugly. I'm tired of looking at y'all ugly faces. Even that going to the grocery store kind of disgusts me sometimes. I still wear a mask because people don't have the common decency to cover their mouth when they cough. And even though the quote unquote panorama is over, people out here still getting COVID.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
Yes,
I go out and do what I gotta do. I hang out with my fam and my peeps and my good friends, and then I go take my black ass back home. So yeah.
see, Slomo, I love it, the fact that we have that in common. Because when I go out shopping, I don't want no one speaking to me. I don't care who you are. I don't know you. Don't say hello. Just let me go in, get my shopping, hit the automatic checkout where I don't have to interact with someone. Let me just put my shopping through, pay for it, out I go. And people are like, why are you so antisocial? I just don't like people are stupid. So I'll just avoid
Yeah.
the situation. So yeah. And
Mm.
yes, Jack, it's called a leisure center because that is where you do your gym, your swimming, your aerobics, your
A pleasure
yoga.
center, some say.
Yes, like it's an all-in-one entertainment place for all your physical needs.
Nice.
Singer. I was at the gym the other day, and this girl, and bless her heart, but also I hope she burns. Um,
Oh my god.
I'm waiting for this equipment that she's on. One, she was texting, which pissed me off. Like, just
Mm-hmm.
get your set done and get the hell out the way. Two, she got up and she sneezed.
Ah.
Open hand, just sneezed all over everything.
Mm.
And I don't even care if she went and got a paper towel and the little spray to spray it down. I don't want to touch it no more. I ain't even want to be in the same gym no more. I was just upset. I'm like, my
I
entire
want to go
workout
home.
is over.
It's time.
Not you burning the whole gym down.
You know what, Slomo? I'm with you though. When I see people coughing, I walk around the other. Right, there's two entrances to the supermarket. Someone coughs on one side, I walk around to the other side. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'll take the longer way around.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you. I take the train pretty
Oh
often,
yeah.
and Chicago trains. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
if you've never been on a Chicago train, these people are insane. All right, especially the red line. Listen, bless your heart if you ever have to go on a red line. I would say just take an Uber, babes. Just take a fucking Uber. All right. So anyway, did you talk about what you did, Caleb?
No, I
Go
was
ahead.
listening to Slomo wanting to burn down a gym. Honestly, for where I live in Texas, and so stuff down here has always been pretty lax. Um, I don't know stuff. I mean, I've been eating out more, and I've gone to see more movies, but I mean,
Ooh, I love going to see movies.
not much. Too much has changed. Like I don't wear a mask anymore, but I mean, I was. That's just how it was. It never really got that locked down where I live. So
Okay. All right. I'm going to see more movies. I'm gonna actually, guys. One of my buddies, Mr. Die, said he's gonna come see me, and we're gonna see Scream 6. That's actually the main reason he's coming. Yeah, I convinced him to come so he can see this movie with me because I'm scared to see it alone, right? So, I've definitely been enjoying more movies. Um,
I
okay.
gotta see Scream. I like Scream. I'm definitely gonna go check that out in the theater. Doing a
Yeah,
matinee where ain't nobody there because I don't want nobody being beside me. But yeah, uh, definitely gotta see that one.
yeah. I gotta watch Scream 5 first. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. Where is it at? Okay. Do you prefer drip feed coverage of video games where it's a couple minutes of footage and info every couple months for leading up to the
Release.
release, or a whole info dump every few months before the game releases? Give me that info dump.
info dump.
Yeah,
Give
Mhm.
me
info
an
dump.
info
Info dump.
dump
Yeah,
because I'd rather have a lot of information than like little drip feed information like fucking Dragon Age is doing. Like I don't want that shit, bro. Like I really don't. So I'll definitely take an info dump. All right.
I I also kind of like, and maybe this is just me, but once I'm sold on a game, I don't want to see nothing else.
Yeah.
Like I literally like go out of my way to kind of ignore things when I'm definitely sold. It's a day one cop. I'll figure it out and I'll see everything when it comes out. I kind of want to go in kind of blind so I can see, just kind of get my own thoughts and feelings on the systems that are in play and stuff like that. What I when I'm not sold on the game is when I care about that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Yobi says, "What are your top 5 favorite things in life? Food. Okay, good food, all right. Sleeping, okay. Um Reading, okay, food, drinking. I didn't say drinking. Food, sleeping. Okay. Reading, playing video games, and hanging out with friends and family.
Mine are really simple: sleep, sex, video games, um, food, and reading. Easy.
All right. I'm gonna say video games, reading, spending time with my kids and my wife. Huh. That's the only three.
I don't know. I think video games, food, family, friends, and I don't know. Pets. I like pets. Those are important.
Oh, nice. Yeah. All right. Do you feel like mental health isn't spoken up enough? No, actually, I feel like people talk about mental health like a lot lately. You know, like it's talked about a lot. People are always talking about that stuff. I think mental health and like men's mental health, I don't think that's spoken about a lot. I think
I
that's
agree
something that
about
could
that.
be covered more and like at least treat it with a little bit more people treat it seriously. I need people to start treating it seriously because it's like a big thing, and I feel like people treat it like really flippantly and are like, men showing emotions in general is widely considered like very feminine and weak and stuff. And it's just like, no, men have emotions too, and it's okay for them to have it and they should talk about it. But I feel like people make fun of that a lot. So I feel like men's mental health isn't covered very often, in my opinion.
I agree.
All right. Okay. If you become very wealthy tomorrow, what would be your first course of action? Going to see a lawyer.
That's
Right.
the correct answer.
That
Going
is.
to
Yep.
see a fucking lawyer. I'm not losing that money, man.
Before someone tries to come and take my money. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
I
let me go
am.
get this goddamn lawyer, dude.
Right. That's the first thing I'm doing, and
Mhm.
the second thing I'm doing is paying off this mortgage like immediately. Get that thing up out of here.
Yeah. Right after
Done
lawyer, I
with it.
think I go get a Hellcat. I love those. Dodge
Nice.
Challengers are pretty.
After that, I'm gonna I don't know. I what would I do? Probably buy a nice condo and just chill, basically. I think I would travel. I'd go see all my friends, basically. And
Wait, what was
then,
the question?
if you had a lot of money, what's the first thing you're gonna do with it?
I would buy a island, just a little island. Buy
Just a
an
little one.
island with only me on it and the people I allow on it, and live there, so I ain't got to deal with other people.
You can have your own groceries imported. Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna have people that I want serving me in the store, and friends that invite all my friends, and then make them run everything, and then it'll be perfect. Because then it's like
All right.
great idea.
Sounds like
Oh
fun.
no, Brian, no, don't do that.
Okay, let's see here. What are your favorite books to read? My favorite book of all time is called American Psycho. I love American Psycho. I think the first half of the book is very, very funny, very entertaining, clever in a lot of ways, and I really enjoy it. I also really, really love Gone Girl. That is a very well written, well executed story, and I remember I read it like 3 times in 1 year before because I loved it so much. So big fan of that. I'm currently reading The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, and it is very, very good, very well written. I'm having a lot of fun with that. I plan on reading Ramon's book. Um, when I finish, it's actually like sitting on my desk, so I'm gonna do that after the fact. I got to finish reading Dune, and and I love like generally speaking, I do love reading manga. I read a lot of manga. I read a lot of like obscure manga, like stuff that's probably never gonna get uh like stuff that's probably just never gonna even get translated into English and distributed over in America. You know what I'm saying? Like I read like fan translation of like obscure manga and stuff, and I have a lot of fun with that. And I was actually just reading Records of Ragnarok, which you guys know I did get a anime adaptation, but we're not going to speak on that, right? But anyway, I was reading Records of Ragnarok yesterday, so I love reading. Reading is so much fun. I read pretty much every single day. I read a lot of online stories. I have a lot of fun with those. So reading is fundamental. And I think reading is actually fantastic. More people could stand to pick up a fucking book, Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe critical thinking skills would like develop
Mhm.
if they could actually read through a book and understand themes and okay. Anyway, yeah. So reading's fantastic.
Okay. I read a lot of science fiction and fantasy. So let me like one. Luca mentioned The Way of Kings, which is the Stormlight Archives. That series we talked about it multiple times on here, but that series is awesome. I also uh I have read multiple times this book by an author named Dan Simmons called Ilium.
Yeah.
Ilium is awesome. I've read through. It's a two-parter. It's Ilium. I can't remember the name of the second book, but I've read this. I read them both at least 4 or 5 times. Um, Dune is amazing. Uh,
Fantastic.
yeah, freaking love Dune. Actually really enjoy the entire series up to book 3. 4 and 5 get out there, but yeah, like up to book 3, the Dune series is awesome. And I mean, I think that's all I can think of right now.
I think probably the novelization of Star Wars Episode 3 is really good. um, and
Really?
yeah, the novelization is so much better than the movie, man. It's
Oh,
crazy.
thank goodness.
The amount of extra detail they have. Anakin doesn't feel as crazy. It's great. Um, and then also, I mean, I like graphic novels. Does that count?
Yes,
Batman: The
It
Long
absolutely.
counts.
Halloween is Batman: The Long Halloween is probably my favorite thing I've ever read. I love that
Ooh,
graphic novel.
Fables. Fables is what Telltale's A Wolf Among Us is based off of.
Yeah.
It's excellent. It's so good. I
Oh,
definitely
what
recommend
was
that.
the question again?
Favorite books to
Favorite
read?
books.
Oh, anything to do with Warhammer 40k. Like, is the most beautiful, dark, depressing, horrible. Think of every bad thing in the world and just throw it all into one world. But it's fantastic read. There's nothing lighthearted. There is no good ending. Everyone's a piece of shit. But it's some of the best sci-fi writing. It's just brilliant. But be
Nice.
warned, is very dark and depressing. So
And to go kind of out of fiction, the new Jim Crow, I think is necessary reading. You should definitely read that. I mean, it's kind of a for some people, it might be a little bit of a check to their thought process, but it's definitely good.
All right. So, what are the top 5 things you're striving for in life?
Oh,
Healthy, uh, physical and mental well-being, a place to live, friendships, and enjoying myself. I just want to have a good time in my life, basically.
to be honest, I'd have to copy Lucas because that's really fucking good. Yeah, for me.
All right.
What I strive for in life is to raise my kids to be like the best they could possibly be, and just basically just live my life to the fullest.
yeah. I think I'm just gonna copy what y'all say because that sums it up. So
All right. Nice. Okay. Not a topic, but encouragement. I believe in you, Queen Goddess Luca. Hey, shout out to you, my boy. Appreciate you. Always, always, always appreciate you. All right, Meat Puppet saying, what game have you played that you ended up liking that you did not like initially and were unsure about? Returnal. Yeah, I listen, the stages of grief I experienced with Returnal. I was ready to quit gaming and delete my Twitter account. I was so upset. Biome 3 is the stuff of fucking nightmares, man. But then after you get through that trauma, um biomes 4, 5, and 6 were a fucking breeze. Like I beat the game like right after I beat biome 3. I think I went through all of biome 4, 5, and 6 in like one day, and then I beat it the following day. So like I got to the end of 6 and I was like, okay, that's enough. Let me go ahead and take a break. And then I went back and I played again like the following day and I beat the game. So, Returnal for sure. I ended up really liking it, even though initially, like I said before, very traumatizing for me. And it was great, man. It ended up being a fantastic game. And I think thinking on it, Spider-Man? Yeah, 2018 Spider-Man. I wasn't actually I pretty much just picked it up because I was bored. I was like, let me go ahead and play this game.
So good.
And you guys who've been here for a while, I'm just like, I'm always like, oh, I have no interest in like superhero games, but no, like it was very good, and now I look forward to the Wolverine. So
Yeah.
For me, it would be it would be League of Legends for me. A game that I didn't like initially. I thought, everyone's a toxic piece of shit. This is a cesspool. The game is just really fucking bad. Then as I got playing into it more, like I started to get desensitized to all the toxicity. You get used to it. Then you realize how deep the game is and the mechanics and how much you have to learn, and it's really enjoyable to learn. And I just started really enjoying the game. But you have to get through that initial rough phase of realizing it's a toxic cesspool. But yeah.
Okay, I would say, well, this first one, I have three, and this first one is like on the forefront of my mind because the sequel just came out. The sequel is called Deliver Us Mars. The first one is Deliver Us the Moon. And I was kind of unsure about that. I saw someone else in the community that played it and said they liked it, and it was in Game Pass like a couple years ago. So I said, all right, but why the hell not? And I ended up really enjoying it. It was really good. So Deliver Us the Moon. Another one is Echo Generation. It's like a turn-based RPG with like a bunch of kids like trying to solve a mystery. It is kind of dark, yet also really funny at the same time. And even though it's turn-based RPG combat, it's really difficult because you get very limited like healing items, and you basically are just relying on a limited pool of like skill points or spell points in order to heal yourself. But it's really good. It was really good. And what other one? Disco Elysium.
Ooh, good choice. Because I didn't like that initially. And then got into it.
I'd say for me, I have a few. Probably Subnautica. I didn't think I was gonna like Subnautica that much, but man, Subnautica is one of my favorite games I've ever played. It took me a minute to get into it, but I really like Subnautica. There is, I don't know, BioShock Infinite as well. Like I didn't think I was gonna like BioShock Infinite, but the story in that game is amazing.
It is. I agree with that, definitely.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, well, fantastic episode of this little Scum on Oneers with Scum on Sums, you know what I'm saying? Let's get the fuck up out of here. Shout out to my channel members, Lionel, JB, Meat Puppet, Scrotum, Phil, Alex, DQ, John the Don, Smokes, Jorenza, Stardust, Outlaw, Risk It, Redstone, Dexflex, Starbuck, Draft, Kenny, King Metrotron, DC, Texas, Shogun, Mike, It's Me, Baby, Big Daddy, Smitty, Long Game Larry, Amon, Plus on the Block Podcast, who made an appearance. Shout out to you. El Huito, Bless, Sub Negros or X-Man, Yobi, MJ, Jazzy, Erodimus, and Bandy, Damian Dom, Strictly, Sir Duck, Sycamore, Zion, Danelle Breesky, Corey, Light Strife, okay, J Bari, RK, Pepitio, Nautical, Jet, Brandon, Envy, Jarrell, Slomo, and Hannibal. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everyone in chat. Shout out to all the super chat support. I hope you guys have a fantastic freaking rest of your day. So let's see here.
Good little mini-sode. Had a great time as usual. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Play some games. Don't be frauds. And take care.
All right, Caleb.
Yeah, even though it was a little late, I thoroughly enjoyed getting to come on. It's always fun to hop in here and talk for a bit.
All right, Singer.
Great show, great panel. Nice seeing Caleb again. And for my Americans, I believe this is what, Leisure Center? Leisure? Yeah, Leisure. So yeah, I go to the Leisure Center.
That's better.
So yeah.
What?
See you later.
He was saying
All right, well, I'll catch you guys later.
What are we talking about?
Peace.